Hi, everybody, and welcome to Season 1, Episode 14 of Power Networking Media's weekly feature program, Spotlight on Small Business. I'm your host, Moshe Klein. Spotlight on Small Business introduces you to successful small business owners who share content and information that you don't want to miss. Today, I'm very excited to welcome my friend and networking partner, Marty Portnoy from You Save on Meds. Marty, welcome to the program.
Well, thank you for having me. I've been looking forward to this.
So have I, for so many reasons, but primarily I'm so intrigued by what you do and how you do it. You've got a very unique business model. I've been networking with you for a while, so I understand what you do, but tell me about You Save on Meds. What would you want our viewers to know?
Well, the issue people are facing today is name brand medication prices keep going up and up, and many people can't afford to pay for them. In some cases, people leave their prescriptions at the counter of the drugstore when they discover what the price is. And in some cases, they take half a dose, which isn't what their doctor prescribed. But You Save on Meds, through its network of international pharmacies, has been able to cut those costs on some medications up to 80% over what people would have to pay on their own. So I've been doing this for about 20 years, saving people thousands of dollars. There are many folks who just can't afford their medication because they don't have great insurance or they have no insurance.
You know, it always breaks my heart when I hear stories about people not having all the food that they need to enjoy and to stay healthy. And certainly when it comes to medication to stay alive, the thought of someone's mother or grandmother splitting a pill in half, it's just unthinkable in the United States of America. And yet it's more common than most people realize. Marty, you shared a spreadsheet with me not too long ago showing some of the savings that you actually make available to your customers. Could you tell us how that works? How is it that you can accomplish such dramatic savings for your customers?
Well, the United States is an outlier. We're the only country that the free market system prices medications. So you have manufacturers, wholesalers, pharmacy benefit managers, retailers, everybody's in the food chain and they all want a piece of the pie. Overseas, with the countries we do business with, they have government controlled healthcare, which controls the pricing of medication. So we're using Australia, New Zealand, Great Britain, newly started working with Turkey. They've got an increasingly high quality pharmaceutical industry. And we use American manufacturers who have facilities in India. In all those countries, the drugs have to be priced at what the government controls the price at. So in order for everybody who lives in those countries and other countries in Europe and Asia to be able to afford their medication, the prices are low. And we are able to take advantage of that pricing when we help people here.
Truly amazing, Marty. A couple of questions that come to mind, and I'm sure our viewers are thinking the same thing. Some of the more common medications for high blood pressure or cholesterol, a blood thinner, things like that. Are those things that you can readily access and make available to your customers?
Things that are US generics, I generally refer to people to go to the discount cards. I do US generics as a convenience because some people just don't want to stand in line at the drugstore to get their medications. And so I offer that service as a convenience. It's certainly not a profit center when people have co-pays of $5, $10, $15 a month. Most of the drugs that are prescribed by doctors are generics. It's like 85, 86%. In some cases, some reports have it even more. So I'm working in a small niche market, but it's the market where people feel the most pain. So
for sure.
Yeah, a brief example. So a common inhaler is Advair. Now, people don't have insurance for brand name Advair, got to pay $300 a month. They take a couple doses a day. It's expensive. We get the same drug for $300 for 3 months. So that's $100 a month. And that's just a brief example of how we're able to help people.
Well, that's a material savings. Let's take the questioning to the next level, Marty. So let's use me as an example. Here's a medication that you've identified that you can help me with. So how does it work? Do I call you? Is there a service that I have to use? How do I get my prescription filled through You Save on Meds?
So I usually take phone calls and texts to my cell phone. There's also a website, yousaveonmeds.com, where there's a place where you can fill out a form. Once I get the information on what medications you're interested in getting pricing, I'll give it to you. You'll make a decision whether you want to go ahead or not, and I will send you some paperwork, which basically asks for your demographic information. And then we have to get a new prescription from your doctor. We provide no medications without a prescription, unlike pharmacies in Mexico and in other places and other online pharmacies who say you don't need a prescription. Every medication that we provide comes with a prescription. In fact, in order to avoid a problem with customs, a copy of the prescription is generally put into the package. So we run a high quality, high end, high safe company here that we've been helping people. And if price shoppers generally wind up going somewhere else.
Marty, believe it or not, we are almost out of time. This is such a fascinating conversation and one that affects just millions of people all across the country. So I want to try to squeeze in one last question before we run out of time. And that is, from start to finish, from the time that I get you my contact information and all the information that you need from me, how quickly will my prescription be filled?
It's about 3 weeks, because from the country of origin has to go through customs. Customs then turns it over to the U.S. Postal Service, who delivers it to whatever address you've asked us to do. So 3 weeks is on the average. Around Christmas, it gets a little longer. And when we have crazy people running the post office, it gets even longer. So 3 weeks is, yeah, unbelievable.
And do you have refillable prescriptions as well? So let's say I get my first prescription filled, I'm satisfied, and I'd like to keep that coming on a regular basis. How does that work, Marty?
Well, that depends on your doctor. If your doctor gives you a prescription with refills, then we would refill them without you having to go back to the doctor. We don't do automatic refills because we don't know if your doctor's going to change your medication. And once it leaves the shipper, you own it. So we talk to every customer before they need to refill their medication. And so we can make sure what we're filling is what they need and want.
Marty, absolutely fantastic. What valuable information. I hope that we can have you back again as a guest to talk about in more detail about how some of our viewers and small business owners who are always struggling to cut costs on insurance and prescriptions, not only for themselves and their families, but for their business partners and employees. So we are out of time, Marty. How can our viewers reach out to you if they have any questions and want to find out more?
So they can call me at 847-612-4992 or send a text to that same number, or they can go to my website, yousaveonmeds.com, and fill out the form that's located several places in the site. I would also tell you I would look forward to spending more time with you, Marsh.
I would love that, Marty. And I do want to just call out, and then we got to wrap it up. You service clients all over the country, even though you're based in the Chicago area. Anyone in any of the 50 states can place an order through your company. Is that correct, Marty?
That's correct. And I even have some overseas clients, Americans who are living overseas.
Absolutely fantastic. This has been another fun and informative episode of Spotlight on Small Business. If you'd like to be a guest on Spotlight, just send an email to team@powernetworkingteam.com and we'll make those arrangements right away. Be sure to tune in next week for another episode of Spotlight on Small Business. Until then, good luck and good networking.